What is up, everybody? Scratch coming up with another Raid Shadow Legends video. We are currently on the test server, and guess what? We are late with today's video, apologies for that. But as I promised you guys yesterday, today we're going to do a team for the Iron Twins Fortress without Geomancer. This is going to be an unkillable team, and I really wanted to do some different things, but hey, while I was doing it, I just discovered different things and new things and other things, so that actually held me back quite a bit because I was pretty intrigued to find out what exactly is happening, why some things are kind of like changing the whole chemistry of the team, and some things I actually haven't really discovered yet because it doesn't seem to make any sort of logic. It has no logic behind it. So if we're gonna go all the way to Iron Twins Fortress, we're gonna use a team with poisons and unkillable. We gotta do passive damage. That's why Geomancer is so freaking good for it. But before we do that, I wanna show you what team I had in mind. Enemy max HP and unkillable. Sounded so good. But unfortunately, I kind of missed one thing, and that's the boss's passive coming in play and ruining our entire mojo. So the whole idea behind here is we're gonna have unkillable. This really reminds me of the very old, the very first unkillable teams in the game. Double Roshkar, double Sir Nicholas, or kind of like a mixture with these two champions. Very similar speeds actually. That's what we used to have for a Ultra Nightmare Clan boss. Now, I need to have a decreased speed champion if I want to make it work on this rotation. If we don't have that, I can make this team work, but I need crazy speed requirements. I need crazy speed, sorry, and that's not really gonna be beneficial for the people struggling with this boss. So that's why I'm not doing it. Now, if I'm quickly gonna show you this, we have an Iron Twins calculator, Yank.com. I'm gonna link the website in the description down below so you guys can check it out. That's how actually I came up with the tune. I had to play around with the speeds. I think I showed it yesterday on stream, so some of you guys managed to see it in action. Now, we're gonna use Frozen Banshee and Eurogrim, Cursed Deepheart, Roshkar, and Sir Nicholas. It's very important to prioritize the skills in the right order, to have the right delay. 1 turn delay on Sir Nicholas, 2 turn delay on Roshkar. And unfortunately, the 2 turn delay on Roshkar is what makes this team to don't be instantly fully auto, so we have to... I'm not gonna show you all the presets, guys, because I'm gonna show you on the proper team. I just kind of like wanna show you why I'm a bit disappointed with the way it works. So we cannot do enemy max HP with this sort of team, and that's because of the boss's passive. We need to bring passive damage. I can do enemy max HP with Krisk, Duchess, Mithral. So I just want to show you kind of like what's happening if you try to make a similar team like this. Basically, when that passive procs, he cleanses all the debuffs, that decreased speed goes away. We're gonna have to stop right here. Just use the A1 or the A2 on him, doesn't really matter, and just click auto, and that's it. That's how the entire rotation will be for the team. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really anything fancy, but you see, we got the enemy max HP hit, we activated the passive on the boss, we lost the decreased speed, so this will mess up our entire mojo. Not just yet, but the more we go in the fight, the more we'll actually mess it up. And that will be pretty much game over. That's why we need to have passive damage. That's why I really think that maybe they're gonna bring in some crazy different champions with similar passives like Geomancer. They don't really want to nerf unkillable teams here. From what they said, they only wanted to nerf Paragon. I really had higher hopes for enemy max HP on this content, but unfortunately, the way we have it right now is just not very good. So this is actually gonna continue to mess it up. Sometimes it's gonna kill more than one champion. It really depends when the passive procs, you know. Now let me quickly show you the right team. So we're gonna go with passive damage instead. Enemy max HP fails us, you know what? We're gonna bring in passive damage. Now we have 2 different poisoners. You can use, instead of Eurogrim, Frozen Banshee, other champions like Rowan. You wanna use poisoners that don't hit too hard, that don't detonate the HP burn. I tried using Darkael, I tried using Theodore. Everything procs the boss's passive. It's not in the same way like on the Ice Golem. But then I don't have War Master on all these champions, similar like on the Ice Golem teams, to don't proc his passive more often to make sure it procs when he is taking his turn to make this run consistent. That's what was very... Now, this is not a speed team by any means. If you are using 12 keys a day, this might not be the right team for you. So basically, it starts on auto. We're only gonna have to stop right before Roshkar takes his second turn to make sure we're prioritizing an A1. And then he's gonna have the A3 available later. So we're gonna do it like this. Click back on auto. Pretty straightforward. So we have 2 toxic sets on Roshkar, on Sir Nicholas. We have 2 poisoners. So we're doing a lot of passive damage. Of course, it can happen that the boss will be on 85%, 85.1% HP. One champion takes a turn, deals 20 damage, and we're dropping the passive to 85%. We're dropping his HP to 85%. The passive comes in play, and he can ruin your entire mojo. That can happen on any different unkillable team that relies on decreased speed. And if Cursed gets resisted on the decreased speed at the wrong moment, that can be a bit of an issue. Now, sometimes he is going first, other times he is going second. It really depends if we have the rotation, the round, where our team goes on a 4-to-3 ratio, where we have champions to go on a 4-to-3 ratio, or they're going on a 1-to-1 ratio. Either way, that's fine. The whole idea is that the boss gets to use his turn, drop his HP from passive damage, like the poisons that are about to proc, and then even if he's gonna use the passive, it's not gonna be a problem, because we're gonna get our turns right after. We're starting fresh, basically, like from the very beginning, and we're gonna keep the boss under control while we have that decreased speed. So that's perfectly fine. It's not gonna be a problem. How I mentioned, is not a very fast team. It's probably gonna take us around 5 minutes. You see the passive came in play. Roshkar takes his turn. We have Cursed coming in with decreased speed, and this allows Roshkar to come back again and overlap the boss and do block damage, keeping our team safe. If we would have a champion with decreased speed that doesn't get resisted, so unresistible decreased speed, or unremovable and stuff like that, that would actually be a bit better. If we have an unremovable decreased speed, it cannot be removed, it cannot be blocked, it cannot be cleansed, that would actually be pretty solid for this boss, you know, because we'll allow teams like this to go in a tune without having them at a crazy speed requirement. I could probably use a thermometer booster in here that doesn't buff or something like that, have a speed aura, and that will lower the threshold for the speeds, and it might make the team work a bit better. Will be a bit easier to use enemy max HP nukers in that team, because we're constantly gonna keep the block damage or unkillable on it, and it should allow us. The only thing is, if you stay to think about it, what champions you can use. If you're using Seeker, it buffs and he gains the extra turn. That makes him lose the unkillable. So if you come in with the enemy max HP hit, you're gonna proc the passive, you're gonna kill Seeker. Deacon Armstrong is gonna be the exact same situation. You're gonna proc the passive, Deacon Armstrong gets his extra turn, loses the unkillable, bang, you're dropping the champion down. So you need to bring in a champion with thermometer boost that doesn't buff, doesn't gain extra turns. You have a speed aura as well, or something like that, to kind of like allow you to do your things. You see how it just happened. Luckily, this was not an issue there, because Cursed is still taking his turn and we're landing the decreased speed. But the passive was so close of activating that a single hit from a champion just proc the passive, it cleansed all the debuffs, and that can happen. It can go wrong, and it can actually mess up your entire team, you know? You definitely want to avoid those sort of situations, but it's something that you cannot control. That's why I really think that even though they are not nerfing unkillable teams, they're not stopping them from being able to beat the dungeon, they're not going to be very reliable all around, okay? They really thought about it from the very beginning. Let's not make these teams the ultimate teams to destroy the boss. You don't have the same thing like Bat Eaters on the clan boss and Meat Foos, teams that are constantly just destroying the boss, you know? So we might actually, we're not gonna get it under 5 minutes, but hey, if you really want to beat this boss, just do it, you know? If you're you're really worried that you're gonna have a lot of failures, maybe you want to avoid doing this stage. Do lower stages where it's easier for you to beat it. This team should not have more than a 3% chance of failure, and that's mainly when Cursed gets resisted on decreased speed. That's usually what it can happen with a team like this. Any team that works on this concept is gonna have the same issue, you know? So when that happens, you're gonna be in trouble pretty much with any of the teams that you're using if it gets resisted on decreased speed. But the chance to happen is only 3% if you have enough accuracy to land it. The lower the accuracy, the higher the chance to get resisted on the boss, of course. Unfortunately, we have this dumb mechanic of 3%. I really hate it. It happens in Arena, it happens everywhere, and it's just so annoying because it's just there to kind of like annoy people, basically. 5 minutes and 44 seconds, passive damage. We got the nice essence, right? The eternal essence, but we're on the test server. I wish I would get it on my normal account as well every now and then. 1.1 million damage from Cernic, Roshkar with 900k, Eurogrim with 1.8, Frozen Banshee with 959k, Cursed with 66k. The toxic sets are putting in some work, okay? So that's actually pretty good. Now let me show you the stats on the champions. I already showed you the calculator, guys. I cannot save the link to link it in the description for you guys, but I'm gonna give you the link to the actual website so you can come in, log in and input the speeds for yourself, the champions that you're going to use, and you're gonna get to see everything that's happening just to make sure that you are on point. So starting with Sir Nicholas, because he is the fastest champion. Toxic set, speed set, 69k HP, 249 speed, 102 crit rate. I have too much crit damage, guys, so try to get less crit damage. You're gonna avoid in having different sort of errors in there in case if anything else is going to happen. Masteries, we don't actually have War Master on him. We have the support tree, and I do have Sniper and Master Hexer. That's actually helping the Toxic set to increase the chance to land the poisons and to have them on for a higher turn. All the champions are fully booked, okay? Then we have Roshkar the Tower. Same situation for him. We have a Toxic set, Speed set. These are the stats. 248 speed. We have a lot of crit rate because we want to bait the clan boss from not landing decreased crit rate on Cursed. A bit of crit damage, a bit of an overkill on crit damage for him as well. Masteries, support and offense tree, just so we're keeping everything under control again to help the toxic set that we have on him. Then we have Eurogrim. I don't think is the fastest because the next fastest will be Cursed, but we're gonna go in this order. Just accuracy sets, 550 accuracy to make sure we have an overkill. Survivability, very important because that boss hits so damn hard that he can one-shot champions in the very first round before you're even landing unkillable, and you're gonna waste it. So you want to make sure you have enough survivability. 177 speed, 550 accuracy, masteries. Again, we actually only have the support ones. I took off all the offense. Anything that brings Stir Meter is not going to work. Cycle of Magic on Roshkar on Sir Nicholas is a problem, so don't use it. No Arcane Celerity, no Rapid Response, no Cycle of Revenge on any of your champions because that will mess it up. So Eurogrim is just there for the A1. Any other poisoner will do the job, okay? Then we have Cursed. He is as well on accuracy sets, survivability, 192 speed, full crit rate because you need it, 551 accuracy. These are the masteries. We don't have War Master on him. And I had overkill on crit rate, so I had to lower it a bit because he has crit rate gloves. And we have accuracy right here. Frozen Banshee, our last champion. Accuracy sets, 43k HP, 3.2k defense, 176 speed, 640 accuracy. A bit too much accuracy. And we have offense and support tree. You can go down the line like this if you want. It's not a problem. Just don't get War Master because that can proc the passive. And boom shukalaka. So if you are using your Frozen Banshee on clan boss, you might think twice if you're gonna use it on the boss. It's not necessarily 100% that whenever a War Master proc is gonna mess up your run, but it's a slight chance of happening and you don't want to lose 20 energy. That was all for this video, guys. I can make different teams with enemy max HP if you guys are curious. I'm gonna try to look into some different ones with heavy support around them that will be able to do it. We're gonna use legendary champions, of course. We attempted not to, but let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think of the boss? What sort of teams you guys want to see? I want to do some teams for you guys to kind of like help you out. But that was all for this video. Much love, appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next video. Peace.